The Nigerian Labour Congress on Monday warned that its members will commence a nationwide strike without any formal notice if marketers increase the pump price of petrol without concluding the ongoing negotiations. The NLC President, Ajaero, admonished the federal government to stop the falling value of the naira. The threat by the organized labor followed hints by oil marketers on Sunday that the cost of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, will rise to between 680 naira per litre and 700 naira and 720 naira per litre in the coming weeks, should the dollar continue to trade between 910 and 950 naira at the parallel markets. The marketers said dealers seeking to import PMS were being forced to put the plans on hold due to the scarcity of foreign exchange to import the commodity. The warning came barely 1 week after the local currency crossed the 900 naira to $1 ceiling, with the naira selling at over 945 naira to the dollar at the parallel market Friday. Oil dealers said the CBN importers and exporters' official window for foreign exchange, which boasts of a lower exchange rate of about 740 naira per litre, had remained illiquid and unable to provide the $25 million to $30 million required for the importation of PMS by dealers. And in the meantime, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has eventually spoken up as regards the widespread concern of a possible hike in the pump price of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol. In a post by the company on its Twitter handle, the national oil firm and major importer of petrol into Nigeria said it had no intention to increase the pump price of petrol. NNPC Limited Retail is the downstream subsidiary of NNPC Limited that retails refined petroleum products for the group. Recall that oil marketers had on Sunday indicated that the cost of petrol will rise to between 680 naira per litre and 720 naira per litre in the coming weeks, should the dollar continue to trade between 910 to 950 naira at the parallel market. They also hinted that the dealers seeking to import PMS were being forced to put the plans on hold due to the scarcity of foreign exchange to import the commodity. And away from there now, the federal government on Monday said about $20 billion annual investment would be needed to achieve the desired gas expansion projects in Nigeria and deepen the use of gas across the country. It disclosed this through the Nigeria Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative or the Decade of Gas Action Plan Dialogue, organized by the African Initiative for Transparency, Accountability and Responsible Leadership in Abuja. The Executive Secretary Nati Ogunaya explained that for the gas utilization policy of the federal government to work, there was a compelling need for deliberate, ambitious investment in gas infrastructure. He said this will include investment in specific connectivity across upstream facilities to processing power plants and other end uses. Oji said an 80 report put the country's gas reserves at over 200 trillion cubic feet, as the agency's position was consistent with the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act passed in 2021. Oil marketers on Monday had said the foreign exchange crisis in Nigeria and the recent implementation of a 7.5% value-added tax on automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, had pushed up the cost of the commodity to between 900 naira and 950 naira per litre in many states. The development has made local manufacturers say the situation may lead to the closure of some factories and job losses. Speaking under the aegis of the Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria at a press briefing in Abuja, the marketers explained that their inability to access the United States dollar was impeding their ability to import diesel. The national president of the association, Bennett Corey, told journalists that the cost of diesel was around 650 naira per litre before the federal government introduced a 7.5% VAT on the commodity. Speaking at the press briefing on Monday, Corey also called on President Bola Tinubu to get Nigeria's refineries working. He said the pressure by marketers and other importers on dollar will reduce when Nigeria's refineries start to pump out refined products. And following the tumbling of the naira at the parallel market in recent times, The Central Bank of Nigeria has started introducing foreign exchange intervention measures aimed at clamping down on currency speculators in the foreign exchange markets. Acting Governor of the CBN, Folashodun Shonobi, made the disclosure to State House correspondent Monday at the presidential villa in Abuja after briefing President Bola Tinubu on what the bank was doing to further slide of the naira. He said Tinubu expressed his concern over the effects of the recent development in the foreign exchange market, particularly on average citizens. According to Shonobi, the volatility of the naira in the parallel market is not solely driven by economic factors but also speculative demand. The Apex Bank governor said while he would not disclose specific details of the proposed intervention measures, he warned speculators that the proposed measures could potentially lead to significant losses for them. He said the primary purpose of his presence at the presidential villa was to reassure the president that the CBN was taking decisive action to address the concerns raised. And in the meantime, the Central Bank of Nigeria has said it is set to take new measures to stabilize the naira against the dollar. Acting Governor of the CBN, Folashodun, made a disclosure to House correspondent after briefing President Bola Tinubu on what the bank was doing to halt the slide of the naira at the State House on Monday. He said President Tinubu expressed his concern about the impact of recent development in foreign exchange market. Shonobi said he assured the president that the CBN is actively working to improve liquidity and stability in the market, including addressing issues in the parallel market. Shonobi stressed that the fluctuations in the parallel market are not solely driven by economic factors but also speculative demand. The Apex Bank governor said while he would not disclose specific details, he warned speculators that the CBN's upcoming initiatives could potentially lead to significant losses for them. He said the primary purpose of his presence at the presidential villa was to reassure the president that all is well. You've been watching Business Now, coming to you live from our studios. So you can watch and follow our social media handle and subscribe to our YouTube channel on iBrandTV. Also follow and join us live on our Facebook page on iBrandTV Media. iBrandTV is on Instagram as iBrandTV and can be followed on Twitter at iBrand_TV. You can watch iBrandTV live on StarTimes channel 143.